India and Pakistan share a history filled with conflict. The partition of British India in 1947 led to the birth of these two nations. It also ignited the first war over Kashmir, a region claimed by both. This conflict set the stage for decades of mistrust and animosity. In 1965, another war erupted, fueled by border disputes and political tensions. The 1971 war witnessed the birth of Bangladesh and further cemented the rivalry. The Kargil conflict of 1999 demonstrated the fragility of peace in the region. These wars left deep scars on both sides. They fueled a cycle of violence and mistrust. The memory of past conflicts continues to influence the present. It shapes public opinion and fuels political rhetoric. The unresolved Kashmir issue remains a major flashpoint. It serves as a constant reminder of the potential for conflict. Yet amidst these tensions, there have been glimmers of hope. Peace initiatives and diplomatic efforts have been attempted over the years. Track 2, diplomacy and people-to-people contacts have fostered some understanding. However, these efforts have often been overshadowed by renewed hostilities. The historical baggage of partition and conflict continues to cast a long shadow. The path to lasting peace remains elusive. The need for dialogue and reconciliation is paramount. Without addressing the root causes of conflict, the cycle of violence is likely to continue. The international community has a role to play in facilitating peace. But ultimately, it is up to India and Pakistan to choose the path of dialogue and cooperation. India and Pakistan possess significant military capabilities. India, with its larger economy, boasts a larger military force. It has a vast arsenal of conventional weapons, including tanks, fighter jets, and warships. India also possesses a nuclear triad, capable of delivering nuclear strikes by land, air, and sea. Pakistan, though smaller in size, has developed a formidable military force. It has invested heavily in its army and air force. Pakistan also possesses a sophisticated missile program and tactical nuclear weapons. Its military doctrine emphasizes a defensive strategy. It focuses on deterring a larger Indian attack. However, military strength is not solely determined by numbers. Strategic planning, terrain, and alliances also play crucial roles. India's military strategy focuses on its conventional superiority. It aims to fight a limited war under the nuclear threshold. Pakistan, on the other hand, relies on a strategy of asymmetric warfare. It seeks to counter India's conventional advantage with its nuclear arsenal. Both countries have engaged in military modernization programs. They have acquired advanced weaponry from various countries. This arms race further increases the risk of conflict. It raises the stakes of any potential confrontation. The volatile mix of historical grievances, military might, and strategic rivalries creates a dangerous situation. It underscores the need for restraint and responsible behavior from both sides. In a hypothetical war between India and Pakistan, the initial stages would likely involve a swift and intense exchange of fire. Airstrikes would be among the first salvos. India might target Pakistani military installations and suspected terrorist camps. Pakistan, in retaliation, could strike back at Indian air bases and military infrastructure. Missiles capable of carrying conventional or nuclear warheads could be launched. Major cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Islamabad, and Lahore would be vulnerable. Cyber warfare would play a crucial role from the outset. Both countries have developed sophisticated cyber capabilities. They could target each other's critical infrastructure. Power grids, communication networks, and financial systems could be disrupted. The aim would be to sow chaos, cripple the enemy's economy, and gain a strategic advantage. The initial hours and days of the conflict would be chaotic and devastating. Civilian casualties would be unavoidable. The fog of war would make it difficult to distinguish between military targets and civilian areas. The use of propaganda and misinformation would further escalate tensions. The international community would scramble to contain the crisis. Diplomatic efforts to broker a ceasefire would be initiated. However, the momentum of war, once unleashed, can be difficult to halt. The conflict could escalate rapidly, drawing in regional and global powers. The world would watch with bated breath, fearing the worst. The specter of nuclear war would loom large. The most terrifying aspect of an India-Pakistan war is the potential for nuclear escalation. Both countries possess nuclear weapons. The consequences of their use would be catastrophic, not just for the region, but for the entire world. India claims to have a no-first-use policy. It pledges not to initiate the use of nuclear weapons. However, Pakistan has not made such a commitment. This difference in nuclear postures creates uncertainty and increases the risk of miscalculation. In a conflict situation, Pakistan might be tempted to use tactical nuclear weapons. It might believe that doing so would deter a larger Indian offensive. However, any use of nuclear weapons would likely trigger a massive retaliation from India. This could lead to a full-blown nuclear exchange. The detonation of even a few nuclear weapons would have devastating consequences. Millions of people would die instantly from the blasts and the ensuing radiation sickness. The long-term effects of radiation would continue to plague the region for generations. The global climate would be severely disrupted. A nuclear winter, caused by the massive amounts of soot and debris injected into the atmosphere, could lead to widespread crop failures and famine. The diplomatic and economic repercussions of the India-Pakistan conflict have been, well, significant. Nations around the world have been forced to take sides, leading to a complex web of alliances and enmities. Trade relations between the two countries have suffered immensely, with tariffs and sanctions becoming the norm rather than the exception. International bodies have tried time and again to mediate, but with limited success. The economic impact isn't just confined to these two nations. Global markets have felt the tremors, affecting everything from stock prices to commodity rates. In this intricate dance of diplomacy and economics, both nations continue to navigate a precarious path, striving to balance national interests with global expectations. The human cost of the India-Pakistan conflict is beyond measure. Lives lost, families torn apart, and communities shattered. The scars run deep, affecting generations. It's not just a matter of numbers, it's a profound human tragedy that words can scarcely capture. In this complex and deeply rooted conflict, dialogue stands out as the only viable solution. Open communication, mutual understanding, and genuine efforts towards peace are essential. Without dialogue, the cycle of violence and mistrust will only continue, perpetuating the suffering of countless innocent lives. Ignoring the lessons of history can be perilous. The India-Pakistan conflict has a long and complicated past. Understanding this history is crucial for finding a path to peace. By acknowledging past grievances and learning from previous mistakes, both nations can work towards a more harmonious future. Ultimately, the choice between peace and destruction lies in the hands of the people and their leaders. Embracing peace means prioritizing humanity over hatred, dialogue over discord, and coexistence over conflict. It's a choice that can transform the future for both nations, fostering a legacy of